In this video, I'm going to build something which people call as AI second brain. Don't let the name scare you because it's just a folder in my computer where AI keeps notes and remembers them later whenever I need it. To build AI second brain, it just takes 5 minutes. But I'll be honest with you, it took me more than 2.5 days to build this AI second brain in the right way. You'll find a lot of YouTube videos which will share that you can build AI second brain in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's what exactly I thought, but it took me 2.5 days. That's why I have divided this video in two parts. One is theoretic part where I'll be explaining what exactly is AI second brain, why would you need it, how does it function and all that stuff, and why it took me 2.5 days, right? That's a question that anyone will have. And the second part is where it's not that important, but I will be showing you exactly how I made it. First, let me be straight with you guys. I promise that I will help you build AI second brain by the end of this video. And you will get one, that part is real. But if I only show you how to build it in 5 minutes, then you will miss out on the part like which made me think and sit in this chair for 2.5 days and what was going through my mind and what are the objections or obstacles that I faced while building it. So think of it like baking a cake. Anyone can put in batter into oven and build and create a cake or prepare a cake in just 5 minutes. But knowing what is the right temperature, how much batter, how much of vinegar or how much salt, sugar is needed to have a fluffy cake is the most important one. So having a right, fluffy, nice, smooth cake is what's more important than having just a cake, right? So that's the difference between building it in 5 minutes and building it taking 2.5 days. So what exactly is AI second brain? So consider AI second brain as a system in which AI stores, organizes and reuses certain folders in a textual format in your computer. That's it. So the bigger picture of building an AI second brain is that this brain is only useful when it remembers the right thing, avoid lying to you and be checked whenever it makes mistake. The easiest part is to make these folders. That's the easy, which takes 5 minutes. The hard part is to design a set of rules for the AI so that its information or the memory is trustworthy, which takes a lot of. I'll be showing you how I build my second brain without any text files, the complex databases. I don't have used vector or RAG, which is usually, if you don't know what is vector database and RAG, it's nothing but a fancy word which you will find in your Google search engine, which techies use, where all the informations are stored in a 3-dimensional format where it's nothing but a database where informations are stored for the AI. But here we are not using it. Instead, here we are using text files. Our main objective is not to build folders and files. It's just to make or arrange the information in such a way that these informations that we will be receiving or the memory is trustworthy. What we are trying to do is not just build folders, but also to ask a question, can I trust these informations later? So that is why in this video, I'll be talking about raw notes, wiki, rules, safety checks, guardrails, fake examples, finance boundaries, alarms and verification. So these are set of some rules and things that I took care of for myself while I was building this AI second brain. So this AI second brain has 3 layers. The first one is called raw. This is where the original information goes, like meeting note, a real client note, transcript, meeting note, or a decision that you. So the rule over here is very simple. If something goes into this once, it cannot be changed. It should not be changed because that's the truth. In other words, technical words, it's called immutable. Nothing, if something goes into the raw folder, it cannot be changed. And the second is called wiki fold. This is where AI creates a cleaner summaries from the raw notes. These are useful but not sacred. If it gets deleted, it can be recreated again by using the raw folders. So the technical word for the second one is called derived content. This is derived from and the third one is called the CLAUDE.md. In other words, technically it's also called schema or system instruction. This files includes the instruction file, like this tells AI how it should behave, what folders mean, what rules to follow and what not to do. So the simplest explanation is raw is memory, wiki is organization and CLAUDE.md file is the rulebook. And the raw folder has the reads from the real source. It is not from the reaction videos or for me personally, when I was trying to build, I got a summary from something and I included it. That was a mistake. Instead, I should have gotten from the actual video which I watched, maybe video transcript. But instead, what I used is a summary, which made or led to some bug while I was building it. And the second one is you try to catch errors in the paper itself. Like when you're planning itself, you find the error and not when you are building things, right? So if you guys don't know that I also run a wedding photography company, so I'm very much linked to photography. So the first one, which I was saying, that raw folder, it's considered it as like a negative, right? Photo negatives, which is like the truth layer. And wiki one is the album, rebuild. What you have built from the negatives of a photo, right? So and the third one is the rule book. AI rereads it. So the CLAUDE.md is that dark manual, the rule book. The AI rereads every session. So whenever you start a session, AI reads that CLAUDE.md file and understands what to do, what not to do, all that stuff. And these are the 4 actions the system does. 4 actions. The first one is ingest. Ingest means adding something new to the system. Example, you add a client email or business idea, AI reads it and it turns it into a useful notes. It means asking questions. What pricing lessons have I learned from the past clients? A good second brain should answer and show where the answer came from. That's what query means. Query is asking questions. A good second brain shows you where the answer is and where it came from. File back means saving useful AI answers back into the system. This is like a powerful, because you question matters, right? The way you ask something shows what you were thinking at the moment when you were asking this question. So that's why file back is very important, saving those information. Like, then the fourth one is lint, means checking the vault for problems. So linting, or it's a like automatic health check within the system to find out if there is anything wrong, if all the nodes are connected or are they disconnected, are the old rules no longer connected or not. So this is what linting does. Slide. So this is a bit interesting. This section is about using AI as a critic. So I had a team. I have even a skill within my Claude, which is only job is to attack my plans. It's called red teaming. Even if you're using VS Code, type /red teaming, you'll get an AI that critiques your idea and not just a helper. It does critique as well. So asking someone to attack your idea before reality does. So I do all of this in the planning mode. I enable the planning mode. It starts planning, and once my plan is made, I start attacking the plan that I have made. To find out any sort of flaws in my plan, I found 3 big issues with my plans. For example, in my case, what I was doing is I thought I had to copy paste this entire settings file into AI tool, but that's not right. AI chat, but that's not right. Instead, my tool loads automatically, or the Claude.md file automatically loads once I start the session. So second is I was protecting the wrong thing. Like, I was guarding the wiki folder. Instead, I should have guarded the raw folder, right? Which includes the source of information. So I have to protect the original source and not the summary, right? So I have to protect the transcript and not the summary of the YouTube video. And while I was building it, so I have different use cases, right? I have business, I have personal things, I have my health related project. So these are different segments of my life. But there's one thing which is finance, right? Which I don't wanted Claude to upload it to GitHub. Once it gets uploaded, there is a possibility that, it might get to public, other people can access it. I don't want that to happen. So I wanted the finance, I wanted Claude to know that, or AI to know that I have finance related topics, but I didn't want it to go through it or scan through it. I didn't want it to upload it to GitHub. So I created something called as tombstone. A tombstone is empty marker that says that something exists, like finance related thing which in my life exists. It's in this tombstone, but you shouldn't access it, or it is not stored in this system. It's not stored in the Obsidian. Like, I have my tax documents in the vault, but I leave a note saying taxes exist, ask me directly, but don't try to access it, or I am not uploading it to Obsidian or GitHub. This prevents the AI from mistaking hidden for does not exist, right? It does not assume that, hey, you have not done the tax filing. It knows that I have done the tax filing, but it does not know what exactly is have done or not. So this part is more about privacy. At first, the system only existed on my computer. Was very safe because there is no online copy. This is called structural boundary. And once I introduced having an online backup, it began the possibility of leaking, right? Because I added GitHub backup. Now the files can exist online, so the safety is no longer automatic. I need to check. So when I was completely having my informations locally in my computer, the bad thing cannot happen because the system itself made it impossible. Now once I've added the backup of having every information in the GitHub, now I had to include the checks. I had to make sure that there is a regular check that information does not leak out to the public or in the internet, which is called as active boundary. Like, I need to make active checks to my system. And this active check is also called as Canary. A canary is like an alarm that goes off when something is truly wrong. Bad alarm warn me whenever the word finance appears in the information. So that creates false alarms because normal nodes may mention finance team or approved by finance. So what does good alarm means? I just don't want it to say that, okay, Canary or the active boundary should give me an alarm. Hey, there's a finance related thing out there. Whereas it could be said that this is approved by finance. That's not actually my finance related thing. But what is a good alarm? Good alarm is warn me only if these exact private finance file names appear, right? So that's a good alarm. That way, if the alarm rings, it's almost certain that something has gone wrong. Good alarm only trips when it's real, right? So my first leak searched the world for the word finance. It fired the instant a client said there is a finance team approved the budget, so it got triggered. That's a bad alarm. But yeah, once I suggest the actual file names, if that alarm is triggered because of the file names, then that's a good alarm. When I was working on my AI second brain, I was copying it from another YouTuber, right? I was checking step by step of how he was doing. Then I realized that whatever he's doing, it's completely different than what I'm ending up building. Then I started to ask question to my AI, like, why are we going with this plan? So I felt like this AI second brain varies from what mine will be from yours. No one will have the same set of pattern or structure to it. It will vary based on our requirement. So when I was watching at that guy's video, then he was showing multiple number of pages. He had multiple number of pages for which he was needing a certain type of. My entire wiki was smaller than what he had. His tool solved a problem which I won't be having for a very long time. So it doesn't mean that I shouldn't work on that, but I will work on that kind of structure whenever I will have that kind of issues or problem. And for that particular time, I introduced something called a tripwire, which basically means that a pre-written note in my AI, which will say that revisit when X happens. When my number of pages exceeds, let's say 100, that's when you need to think about this and we need to implement it for my second brain. So that's why I never built anything, but instead I just left a note for myself for the future that agar ye hua to I will do this. So don't blindly copy someone else's machinery. Measure whether you have the problem it solves or not. Then once I made that audit, once I made that plan, I did an audit in which I found 3 rules that had 0 number of times fired. So one of them was an old no client data on GitHub rule. A commit broke it one day later. Like there was a rule which never got triggered. So it was a rule that was there, but it was never been implemented, never been executed. So I introduced a lint, which means that try to find out if there is any fault or issues in my automation, which said that there was including a question that which said, when was the last time this rule was fired? So that helped me understand this never even got fired, even when the issue was there. So that's how I found out the issues. What is the whole point of having a smoke alarm which does not trigger when your home is at fire, right? So you need to test it out. I had a calculator which even made a mistake 5 times. So I had little small errors here and there. So the mistake was the tool that I had, it was cutting off decimals instead of rounding them. So which was again a mistake, right? So that's why you're supposed to put in guardrails that you don't really rely on willpower, change the system so the mistake cannot happen again. So you need to have guardrails as well, just so you prevent any sort of mistakes for the future. Now here I want to talk about the verification loop. So I'm not saying that AI is perfect. What I'm saying is AI becomes powerful when myself and AI check each other. A found my mistake, I found AI's mistake. That back and forth is the real workflow. That's the verification loop that makes it better each time. So the takeaway from this entire presentation from the theoretical part of this video is that AI second brain is not just a place where AI stores nodes. Instead, it is a memory system with rules, guardrails, boundaries, checks, loop, verification loop, and all that, which keeps improving with the time. Most people think that AI second brain is about storing more information, but what I learned in last 2.5 days is that it actually about the trust. How much can I trust my AI? Can the AI remember the original source? Can it tell me where the answer came from? Can it avoid pretending that certain informations are already there, even if it's hidden? Can it protect my private files? Can it catch its own mistakes? That is what makes it useful. So all of this, I'll be uploading this entire thing as a document in my comment section. You just downloaded it and upload it while you are working on your second brain. I believe that will help you a lot, because when I was building it, I figured all of this on the way. So you could just upload this, ask your AI that understand what mistakes he did and what are the different checkpoints that I had while building second brain, which will help you. Now let's get in the practical side of things, where I will show you how I built it. That will definitely help you a lot. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I will be downloading Obsidian for my MacBook,
I'll click here, I'll download it. It's getting downloaded. It's downloaded now. Now I have to create a new vault. I'll name it as second brain. Just browse and locate it in my desktop. And this is the tweet from Andrej Karpathy that we are following. This is the most important part. He shared this important picture with us of how to use LLM to create knowledge bases using Obsidian. So this is what we are going to follow now. This LLM Wiki includes the steps that he has followed, and all we have to do is just copy all of this, right? Copy the entire thing, and in which he mentions about the architecture, raw sources, the wiki, the schema, ingest, query, pages, lint, and all of that which he has used. We'll copy it and paste it. But before that, we need to open our Obsidian in the VS Code, the Claude Code. Let's do that now. Okay, so what I've done right now is I have opened that particular project, Second Brain, in my VS Code. How I did it, you go to open folder and then you go to desktop. In the Second Brain, I have Second Brain here. I opened it and this is how it comes. Inside this, you'll see it has different files, app.json, appearance core, graph, all of it. Then I will open I'll close this. I'll open the Claude Code here. Click here, enable the workspace. I trust this folder and continue. After you do this, you will see this extension. You can create a new session. In the new session, what I will do is I'll go to Andrej Karpathy's Git that he has shared, and here is it. This is LLM Wiki of Andrej Karpathy gist. So I'll just copy this entire thing. I will copy this and paste it in my Claude. Here you go. I will paste it over here, and I'll also add a note to this. So I'll be pasting this. You are now my LLM Wiki agent. Implement this exact idea file as my complete second brain. Guide me step by step. Create Claude.md schema file with full rules. Set up index.md and log.md. Define folder conventions and show me the file first. In just example, from now on every interaction follows the schema. So I'll just click on continue. I'll also have the Obsidian opened over here. Now here in the Obsidian, I will be making a couple of changes in the settings. If you go to files and links, you need to make sure that this automatically update internal links is switched on and show all file tabs to be switched on, and also confirm before deleting files. These are very important because there are times when links get broken and it stays as it is. So automatically update internal links is very important. Show all file tabs, yes. And so once this is done, I have also added one more thing within downloads. Let me find it. Download attachments for current file. I have added a hotkey, Control Shift and D. It will be very useful in the future. Now I'll be downloading this Chrome extension called Obsidian Web Clipper. So I'll just add Chrome. I'm using commit, so that's why I'm adding it to commit. What's the use case of this is, if I go to any of the article, let's say OpenAI released this GPT-Red, unlocking self-improvement for robustness. It has mentioned everything that's about this GPT. I'll just click on the Obsidian. I will change this to raw and I'll say it as add to Obsidian. Open Obsidian. Now in the raw, you'll see that we have added this article called GPT-Red. Now it has everything that's in there. For example, you'll see that title, source, tags, everything, right? Now this information has already been passed on to the open graph that we had, right? As you can see. So similarly, you can keep on adding all those informations that you need to raw, and it will be added to wiki and will be linked to different articles that's already present. Now in the Claude Code, second brain, I'll just say that I have added an article about GPT-Red. So could you go ahead and ingest that? This is a project. It's a article related to my research project. It's about everything that I want to learn. So I'll be keep adding all those articles and stuff to this project. While it's doing that, let me show you one more thing. If you click on this Chrome extension and click on options and you go to locations, if you click on this default and in the location, you will see that the folder or path of the node is clippings. You should be making it to raw. This is where all the articles will be stored. So that is how you build your AI second brain. And next video, the follow-up video that I'll be making is on the AI OS system, how you can make your own AI OS system. That will be much longer video. But if this is the first video that you're stumbling into of
of mine, then I would suggest that you should check this video in which I'm explaining different types of second brain. This is not the only second brain in which I'm using Obsidian, but there are other ways of how you can do it. There are 5 different ways of second brain. So to understand that, you should check out this video, and then once you complete that, then you should be coming up for my next video, which will be on AI OS system. If I have already released it, I would have published, you would see it somewhere here. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you have liked it, and if you have any questions, please comment down below, because I usually don't get much, so I take time to reply to all of your comments. If you have any questions, add it over there and I will make video on it. And specifically, if you are into marketing, then do let me know what kind of challenges you are facing, because that might be the kind of challenge that I'm looking out for, and I would like to work on those things as well. Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks for watching this video. Bye bye.